Hey, this is Sugar Hill. You're watching Lights Out.
Faisal Khan for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law. Frank, how confident are you that Joyce gets the job done on Saturday night against Zhang in the highly anticipated rematch?
I've got confidence in Joe's abilities, but we will see. Obviously, Gillet thinks he's going to knock him out this time. That's what his trainer's saying. We will see. It's going to be a cracking fight, though, that's for sure.
Bob Arum's obviously stated in previous interviews that he believes a fight with Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury can be done before the end of the year or early 2024. Frank, just get your comments on what Bob had to say.
Well, that's what Bob says. We'll see what happens after the fight against Ngannou. Once we get that one out of the way, on the one on the 28th of November, then we'll know. 28th of October, we know where we are.
Just a final one from me, Frank. Carl Froch has had a bit to say about Tyson Fury over the last few days. He's questioned his record, that he's only beaten 2 world champions. And
he's only beaten the best fighter of his generation in Klitschko, something that Carl couldn't do when he was fighting. Correct me, he got done. Was it who done him in that competition? Andre Ward done a job on him. So Tyson's done what he couldn't do, and then beat the biggest punching heavyweight 3 times. Got robbed the first fight, done that. So at the end of the day, Carl Froch, who cares? Who cares? I know. Walking down the street, Tyson Fury and Carl Froch, and people wanted autographs. I know where the queue would be.
Frank,
when you look at the fight next, how likely will we see Zhang potentially fighting Tyson? There was potentially talks of him fighting Tyson Fury before Joyce activated the rematch clause. I know he would be a WBO mandatory, but would we look at a Tyson Fury sort of for this winner?
No, because it'll be the WBO title. So who's ever holding the WBO belt, that's who will have to defend against the winner of the fight on Saturday.
You see Anthony Yarde making his return. Do you think he's going to have one eye on Buatsi Azeez?
No, he'll focus on Saturday, but then we want him in a big fight. I want to get him into a world title fight, but I do like the idea of him fighting the winner of that fight.
How important is it for Yarde now with the rebuild from the Turbia fight that it's building his confidence back up before he wants to get back in a big fight again?
He's a very confident guy. He's pretty much at ease with himself in his own skin. He believes in himself, and he believes he will become world champion, and I do too. I think we'll work hard to make sure that happens for him and he gets the opportunity again.
When you look at Joyce and you look at him going straight back into this rematch, how much of it's a test of his character and resilience that because he's had another fight before this, but he wants to step in there straight with the man who beats.
The reason he's jumped in here is because he knows that if he doesn't get this title back, then with all the mandatories that are going to take place next year, that he will not get a look until end of 2025. That's why he's doing it. So he's got to win it back and get himself a seat back at the big table. That's what it's all about.
Frank, Fury and Ngannou not long away now, Riyadh season. You said it was a game changer. Fury's now teasing that he wants to become the highest paid athlete on the Forbes list. Are we going to see some groundbreaking news after the Ngannou fight to kind of coincide with what Fury's saying?
It's going to be a huge event. I said that, and I mean, I think it's well over 180 million people have already viewed the press conference. And there's a lot of things that are going to be happening over the next month. So by the time the fight happens, it's going to be viewed. Everybody's going to know about it.
Frank, do you now hold the keys to Saudi Arabia and fights to take place in Saudi Arabia?
I don't own the keys to anywhere. I'm not even allowed a key to get from my own front door.
Undercard, there's rumours Joseph Parker will be on the undercard. Carlos Takam, Martin McCauley. Can you confirm or deny?
All things will be announced in due course.
Frank, there's a lot of questions being asked about Tyson Fury's legacy. What's more important right now? Is it the Arab money, or is it making Tyson Fury make sure he becomes the undisputed champion before he does call it a day with boxing?
Look, you've got to let the fight take place on the 28th, and after that, everything will fall into place. He's either going to get involved in a unification or not, and that'll be his choice.
You've also stated that you'd like to see Daniel Dubois going with Anthony Joshua. How confident are you that fight can be made, and what happens if that fight does happen?
I'm not confident it can be made, but a lot of people have said some things, disparaging things about Daniel, and they've also said the same thing about the desire and the heart of AJ. We both know they can punch, so that fight will all be about heart and soul. If we can make it, it'll be a big fight in the UK. There's no doubt about that. Sell out a big stadium.
Boxing Social also just mentioned that Anthony Yarde does return to the ring on Saturday night. Is the winner versus Buatsi Azeez a potential fight for the end of the year?
Love to make it. We've tried to make the Buatsi fight a lot of times. We'd love to make the winner of that fight.
That's all from me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, are we all done?